Hey Dale, what was your most favorite or your biggest accomplishment in your architectural business?
Oh, probably it'd have to be the City Hall, Wichita City Hall building.
What,
I don't, actually, the ones I liked the most were the residentials, the small jobs, in terms of just pure architecture, but the city building was, of course, the biggest one we ever did. And so you see it right there in the center.
well, tell me what little bit about it, can you? I mean,
Well, there wasn't much to tell about it except that they just called up one day and said, we're going to build a new city building and wonder if you'd be interested in interviewing. I said, well, I'm a little busy, but we'll see what we can do. Luckily, we had a couple of guys on the commission that were good friends of ours. So we got the contract and
tell me how it's built. How is that thing suspended? How's the structure?
well, originally the thing was supposed to be, as you can see, there are four corners of masonry, and then there was going to be a huge truss at the top spanning that distance, and then we were going to suspend the floors from that. But my engineer didn't understand that. He couldn't. He was afraid to do it, so we finally wound up using conventional post and beam, which kind of disappointed me a little bit, but we couldn't find anybody that would take that on. So that's the way it's built, pretty much standard.
What you run into any problems during
No.
the building of it?
We ran into some. We have the building just. Can you see that building just north of there, the courthouse? When we got about halfway up, the county decided they ought to have a tunnel or a bridge over to the city building because they do so much business together. So we couldn't do the bridge, so we had to dig a tunnel from the city building to the courthouse. And of course, the first thing we run into, it's close to the river, the first thing we run into is water. Drilling that tunnel under there without disturbing traffic. It's 30 feet under the ground, under the basic traffic or roadway. And of course, it had to. We had to. From the city building, it goes down a 2-degree slope and then back up a 2-degree slope. And we put our pumps down at that bottom part to keep the water out. And as far as I know, they're still running.
You mean there's sump pumps?
There's sump pumps that are run almost daily, almost all the time, because that's sandy soil and the river water gets in there. We're down just a tad above the basic height of the river. So we built it, but it was a risky thing.
What prevented you from building a bridge?
Just the bridge was an architectural disaster, and and I just told them that we didn't want to do that. How about a tunnel? Well, okay, we'll take the tunnel. And actually, the tunnel turned out to be cheaper than the bridge would be anyway.
Is it used a lot? Is the tunnel used a lot?
Yeah, they use it a lot. So that's basically our hookup to the county. I don't know whether it was any good or not. But.
Well, as you can see, Dale's got a great view of that off of his deck out here.
Yeah.
And he keeps an eye on it. He and God, right?
Yeah, sometimes I have to bend to the powers that be, right?
Well, this one right here is a pretty good one. Why don't you describe what I'm looking at here?
Oh, this little dump of ours, you mean?
A little dump of yours.
Well, this started out as a little bachelor pad, and I added on. I got married again and again, and we kind of had to add to it. But we've had a lot of fun here. It's a small property, but we have all the ivy. We don't own the lawnmowers. All we do is have to maintain the little village. And you're looking at
What's inside that door?
That's my studio in there. And that's where Leroy sits and burns up my computer every time he comes over here. And now you're looking at the front entrance to the house and some of the ivy out there and the trees. And there's Margaret's little hideaway you're looking at now for her outdoor garden stuff. And the rest of it is self-explanatory.
So what I'm going to do is kind of zoom out here. Hold on. See if I'm getting some. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, I am. I don't know why I'm not hearing it. Well, I'm getting it, so it's okay. Okay, we're recording. Why don't you kind of describe what I'm shooting at here? I'll back out now. Okay. Okay, what's that? That's your shop?
This is an old garage that I turned into a studio and heated and air conditioned it. It's 579. This is the approach, a little entry light, approach to the main door. The main entrance to the house. The house originally was about a third of that size, and I added on to it after Margaret and I got married.
Clear on.
To make a huge mansion now, it's got almost 750 square feet in it.